Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I have an M&S haul for you with a little bit of a colour scheme going on, which I'll explain in a minute. First of all, if you haven't been here before, I'm Claire Francis, and on this channel we talk about all things shopping, style and fashion for the midlife woman. So today, as I said, we have an M&S haul. Thinking of the video I've done recently on capsule wardrobe, if you remember, my colour scheme for that was sort of neutrals, navy and cream, and then a little pop of the powder pink, sort of soft pink as an accent colour. But I know some ladies don't like the pastels, so pastels are all around at the moment, whether it's the pink or the lemon yellow or the pale blue. But sometimes pastels, maybe don't quite suit what you're trying to give off in terms of vibes, and you want something a little bit stronger. So today I've got my neutrals, but I've also got a little pop of red in the form of shoes, jumpers and one or two other things. So that's what I want to show you today. So first item, we've got this little cropped vest here. Now it is fairly short. When I try it on, you'll see what it looks like, whether it's a bit too short for some of you. It's one with a built-in bra. So underneath it does have these cups and a tiny bit of padding there actually as well. So, which is brilliant, because sometimes without the padding, you're a bit worried of things showing. And I think with the padding, it just gives you that little bit more support. So it's in the navy and the white. It was £12.50 and I've got it in the medium. So I thought that would be a really nice little underlayer top. I quite like this style as well. It's fairly high up on the neckline. It's not too low. And you could possibly wear that under a lot of things, under shirts, under jackets. So I thought that would be a really useful little top getting into slightly warmer temperatures. And today actually we've got a beautiful sunny spring day. It's actually supposed to be 20 degrees here today, and I know the sunshine is supposed to be due to last, which is very unusual because it's the first week of the Easter holidays and normally that spells bad weather, but it looks like the sunshine is going to last. So I am starting to look towards that slightly warmer weather, and I think this would be an ideal little top. I'm going to show you this on in a minute with one of the other items. And you'll see how it fits. But I thought lovely for £12.50, I think that's excellent value for money. It's actually cotton with a little bit of elastane in, so there is a stretch there and I think it will hold its shape. So lovely little item there. Second item I've got a couple of these. I've got a couple of blouses to show you. I'm still looking for a sort of cream or white blouse because that's very on trend at the moment and looks lovely obviously for spring. So I've tried a couple here. The first one is this white blouse. It's got this lace detailing on the collar and then buttons down. You can see again, it's not a long blouse, fairly short. It is quite see-through, so you would have to wear a little camisole or something, or a nude colour bra or something underneath that. The sleeves are long with this lovely lace detail at the end, but I thought that was a beautiful flowy blouse there, and it's £35 and that was a size 14 I got. So have a look here, you can see that the fit there, you can either have it loose out because it's fairly short, or it can be tucked in, but a lovely little lacy blouse there. The only thing is, as I said, with the see-throughness, you'd have to consider that. This was polyester. So I think this blouse is completely polyester, which may be a little bit sweaty in warmer weather, but if you wore a little cotton camisole underneath, I think that could help. But beautiful little blouse, very on trend with the lace detailing collar, little bit of nod to the boho styling that's very in at the moment. So interesting item there. Not sure yet whether I'm going to keep all of these. You can let me know what you think about each item, whether you think it is a good item to keep when you've seen the fit of it. Now, as I said, the colour scheme is, I've got my neutrals there, but I thought for those people who don't like the pastels, a pop of red is ideal. Red is very on trend at the moment as an accent colour. And I've got this lovely little jumper here. So this is quite an open work type style of fabric. I don't know if you can see, you can't really see, well you probably can see the label there. So you can see it's nice and loose and open, not too hot in other words. So it is knitted fabric, but it is not too hot because we've got it slightly sort of airy, which would be lovely. And that would look lovely with any of these cream or white pieces that you're wearing. Now this was £29.50 as I said, and it's in the medium. Let me just look at the fabric. So this is a mixture of acrylic, polyester and cotton. So quite an unusual one. It's actually very similar to this blue jumper that I got from M&S last year. In the long sleeve. This is a long sleeve version, but I thought I'd just show you that because you've seen this before if you've watched my videos. It's that sort of style. It's that type of fabric with, I say, quite an open work, which I thought would be nice because obviously knitted jumpers as we go into warmer weather can feel a bit too hot, but that will be nice and airy. So nice little top, quite cropped. As I said, you can see what that looks like. So have a look here, you can see what that looks like on the length of it. Could be left out or could be tucked in possibly, but a lovely little top I thought that was, and a lovely flame red colour, which is, as I say, very on trend, a sort of tomato red I would call it. And then we have another blouse. So this blouse is more of a cotton blend. This has got a little bit more cotton in it. It feels nice and cool actually. It's one of these ones with the ties at the front, which again is a very on-trend style, and it's ruched here, it's gathered, and then we've got this little sort of peplum bit there. The sleeves are sort of balloon sleeves with an elasticated cuff there. Feels really nice and cool. I'm sure that would be lovely in the summer, really nice and cool, even though it's got the long sleeves. It's ideal if you want a little bit of coverage on your arms. You don't want to show your arms, or you're sitting in the sun actually and you don't want your arms to get sunburnt. However, it has got this V here, so you might want to put a little camisole. It has got a little placket there, so it does overlap a little bit. Some of these blouses are a little bit annoying because they have the gap there, which means you're going to see your bra, and it means you have to wear some sort of top underneath if you don't want that to be shown. But this does have a little placket there, which would stop that happening. And it's got a little secure button there as well as the tie detail. So I think that's a nice and secure top. It's not going to sort of come undone and gape and show a lot. Fabric, it was size 14. And that was £29.50, which I thought was a really good price for a lovely blouse there. So have a look there. You can see when I've tried it on there what it looks like. You can see the fit there. Lovely blouse. Not sure on the sizing. Possibly could have gone a little bit smaller, could have got the 12. This is the 14. But lovely blouse, and it's really nice for spring, summer weather, and lovely cotton cool feel. So I thought that was a lovely item there, a lovely piece. Next item we've got is the skirt. So this is linen. So there's a lot of linen coming into M&S at the moment. As you've probably known, lots of linen shirts, linen trousers. This is a long line skirt, a sort of midaxi type skirt length. It does have pockets, which is a real bonus. And it has this ruche detail here, so it's got the sort of dropped waist, and then it's gathered here. There's no more tiers or anything at the bottom, it's just straight. So this is a lovely top. So I'm going to show you this now. You can see this with the vest top. So have a look. You can see it's lovely flowing. The only thing I would say is it is a little bit see-through. So you do need to be a little bit careful. What I would do is I would wear one of those long line slips that M&S do. I will link some below for you. I've got them in nude and white. They're very, very useful in the summer under summer dresses and skirts. So I would try that underneath it, because otherwise it will be a little bit see-through. Because it's linen, it will obviously crease. So if you don't like creases, maybe it's not the skirt for you. However, it's easy to iron. I did iron it when I got it out of the package. It was a little bit creased and it came up really quickly, nice and smooth. But it will crease, obviously, because it's linen. But a lot of people don't mind that in the summer at all, because linen is, everyone knows linen creases, so it doesn't look like you just haven't bothered to look after your clothes. The fabric on the skirt is 55% linen and 45% viscose. So both nice materials, makes it nice and flowing, very cool for summer, really nice skirt there. If you're looking for a white skirt, they're very on trend again. There's this one, there's also one that M&S are doing, I'll show you this one, which has got some embroidery detail on it. That looked really nice as well, but I thought I'd try this. Maybe not quite the weather for it yet. However, a lot of people are styling white clothing, white jeans, white skirts, with possibly maybe a jumper still at the moment when we are having slightly cooler days. So there's no reason why you can't wear your white pieces at this time of year, and just vary the top, vary the jacket that you're putting with it. If necessary, you could wear a pair of tights underneath with some shoes, kitten heels, or ballet flats or trainers or something. And wear a slightly warmer jumper. So that could get used not just in the summer. Don't feel you have to keep these white items just for summer. You can wear them in the spring and the early autumn and things, actually wearing them with other warmer pieces. And then I have two accessory type things to show you. One is a pair of footwear. So I did purchase in the end these little kitten heels in the red. I thought it was such a lovely colour, and as I say, it would go brilliantly with these whites and creams and that other little pop of red. It's a very similar colour to the jumper. They're slingbacks. They have a little elasticated bit at the back. They do, as I said, when I tried them on in store, I found them fairly good to stay on your feet and to walk in, and they didn't pinch too much at the front. I do have a fairly wide toe, but I found them quite comfortable. So have a look, you can see what they look like on. The heel is probably 1.5 inches, something like that. So nice and comfortable. I wouldn't walk far in them, but they're certainly nice enough to, you know, in and out of the car, and maybe possibly into a nice lunch with the girls or something like that. So really nice. I think they're faux leather. So they are, the price reflects that. They are £29.50, and I got them in a size 6, which is true to my normal size. So I thought they were really nice for £29.50. Then one other item I have to show you is a bag. So it's another, I did show you some bags last week, but this is a nice tote bag I didn't see when I was initially looking. It has this sort of detailing on it. I think you can probably see there, which is really nice. It's quite a good substantial size. You can see it there. Really nice. It would be nice as a beach bag, although as it's so light, I don't know if I'd want to ruin it as that. But a lovely summer tote bag. It actually has a little popper there to open and close it. And there is a zip pocket there. And then there's another pocket at the front. Now, because of this detailing, it's a little bit more expensive. It was £45. But it's a beautiful bag, and it goes really, really nicely with some of these sort of cream blouses and things like that that are around at the moment. So it's a lovely colour, really nice detailing there. I think probably it is worth that price tag. It does come in the darker colour as well. I'll show you there a picture of the darker colour. I think it's called indigo, so it's like a sort of denim blue. That would look really nice when you're wearing denim as well. You've got the lighter colour and then you've got that blue. You can actually see the pattern a little bit better as well on that darker one, but lovely bag there. And if you are enjoying the video, please can I remind you, give me a thumbs up, press the like button, and if you would consider subscribing, that would be fantastic. Thank you for that. So now I'm going to give you a chance to see these items a little bit more styled up a little bit. So you can see I've put some of them together here. I've got the cropped vest top there with the white skirt, which I think looks really nice. And then I've got the cream blouse, which you can see there looks lovely with denim, really nice with some jeans. I thought that looked lovely. Not sure on the sizing there. I think I probably would keep that size actually, which would be probably my normal size really. The little red jumper there with the denim, I think looks lovely, goes really well with denim. You can see that there. You can see it's quite cropped, but really nice, a sort of loose-ish style, not figure hugging, which is really nice. Then you can see there we've got the blouse with the denim, the white blouse with the little frill collar. I think that looks really nice. I have got just a little underlayer on underneath there. That's another really nice piece. And then just showing you again with the bag and the shoes as well, how that all goes together. So just some ideas for you there. If you're somebody who doesn't like the pastels, perhaps you find, you know, you need a little bit more colour to make you feel a little bit more vibrant and alive. And that tomato red definitely is going to do that. It's going to add a little bit of pizzazz, even if it's only something like on a scarf or, you know, as I said, a pair of shoes or something, you can just match that then to your lipstick. And actually I'm having my nails done tomorrow, so they will probably be red as well, so that then I can wear the whole thing together with the red. So even if you're wearing one red piece and then you just have another nod to red, you know, a lipstick, a nail varnish, a little scarf, that would look like a really coordinated outfit. Goes beautifully, as I said, with all the denim blues and obviously the creams and the whites. So just another idea for you to consider when you're thinking about your spring going into summer wardrobe. So if you like these colourways, there's a few other things that M&S are doing in these colours. So you can see there's this nice V-neck preppy sort of style jumper, slightly a nod to the American preppy look. I thought that was really nice, and again you've got the open work detailing there. That was really nice jumper. You've also got here a bag, another bag, which is a slightly bigger tote bag there, which is the woven faux leather bag, which was lovely. I showed you that last week. There's also a lovely red blouse as well, which I was again considering trying. This comes in white and red, I think. It's got the ruching, and I think it's sort of 3/4 sleeves. Thought that was lovely. Saw that in store last week. That's something else I might consider getting. So lots of other pieces in that are in those colourways if you want to have a look. And obviously there's a lot of the cream and the white going on, because obviously we are going into spring and summer. So just some other ideas for you in this colourways. So that's my haul for this week. Apologies that my voice is still a little bit croaky, as you can probably hear, but I'm getting there, it's getting better, so I just need to not talk too much and then I think it will recover, but a little bit croaky, so sorry about that. I hope you've enjoyed the video anyway, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do next week. I think the weather is going to inspire me this week to do something a little bit more summery, so there'll be some more style tips definitely coming up next week. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye.